WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
So much more. Randy and his team are here to help you design the perfect space. They've got carpet, hardwood, laminate, LVP, tile and stone, and area rugs. They can also help you out with your countertops and cabinets. And they got you covered when it comes to showers and tubs. Let their team help you design a shower that you can just unwind and relax. From color and material choice to size and arrangement, there are a lot of design choices that need to be made before beginning the remodeling process. Maybe you want to think about doing some glass panels, glass doors, can give your bathroom a little bit more luxurious and spacious feel. Or if it's getting tougher to get in and out of that tub, they can help you out with a tub to shower conversion. Visit them today at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam or online at PROFLR.com. Kale Zomer filling in as host for you for the next couple of weeks as Wally does some of his training. So we give Wally a little break, but happy to be sitting in. We've got Ashley Dobrinsky sitting up in the WBEV Slumberland studios along with Corey Sparks. We appreciate their help. And today, here in our first segment, excited to welcome in a couple of fun guests with a really, really fun upcoming event. We have with us Sheriff Dale Schmidt, Cassandra Schmidt, and Beaver Dam Police Department Officer Matt Bublitz. Thanks so much for being here, you guys.
Good morning.
Happy to be here.
I'm feeling a little strange because the guy to my right here today, I'm used to seeing him on the program after this one, 10 o'clock, but I guess we'll let you slide in with the next. Cassandra, he also claims to share the same last name as you. Is that all right with you?
Yes, it is absolutely all right with me.
All right, very good. Well, we're excited to have all three of you here to talk about this really, really fun now annual event. What number year are we on for this now?
Number 5.
This is number 5 already.
Yeah.
Wow. We're going to get into some of the details here coming up in just a bit, but let folks know in general what this upcoming event is that we're talking about.
Well, we are having our 5th annual charity softball game. It's going to be on September 20th at the Beaver Dam Athletic Field. Festivities start at 11 o'clock. 11:30 is game time. That's when we plan to put up about a 10 spot in the first inning. And we're going to have a good time. Each year we pick somebody that we are going to raise money for, and this year we've decided that we're going to raise money for Brinley Giese. Brinley is from Mayville. She is a 5-year-old girl. She loves school. She loves playing with her friends and her 2 younger siblings. She loves being outdoors. However, in May she was diagnosed with high-risk pre-B-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia. And now she's receiving treatment at Children's Hospital down in Milwaukee. And so her family has a lot to go through. They're certainly struggling through all of this. And once we made that decision, I had the honor to be able to call Colleen, Brinley's mom, and let her know that we were going to raise money for Brinley and her family. We all know that when these things happen, there are expenses that mount up. Family has to take off of work.
Yeah.
There's driving expenses, food, all those things. And so we want to do our part to try and help that family as they are coping with this horrible disease that they're dealing with.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that you forget about. You might realize, like, okay, there's a lot of expense just on the medical side, right? We know only so many things are covered, no matter how good a coverage you have. But I think sometimes it's forgotten, like, but that also means taking off of work, and you've got mounting bills, and that income's coming down. So what a great cause. I'm sure they are super appreciative. And this is going to be, a really, really, really fun way to help out the family, too. This is always fun. We're on our 5th year, and it's Beaver Dam Police Department versus Dodge County Sheriff's Office out there on the diamond. And I couldn't help but notice there's this, I'm kind of distracted because there's this really shiny object sitting at the desk, and for some reason it's closer to Officer Bublitz. I don't know why, though.
It is. We were lucky enough to be able to take the trophy home last year after the game, and it's been proudly displayed in our windows of the police department right on Park Avenue. So every time the sheriff's deputies drive by, they can see it.
We were getting ready to go on the air, and about 3 minutes before one of your cohorts came in with the trophy, and I'm like, oh boy, here goes the trash talk. But so we're on year 5, so we've had 4 years under the belt. Where are we record-wise between wins?
2-2, and that'll be coming back to Juneau in a couple of weeks.
So it's all squared up right now. They've each got 2 wins under their belt. So this is kind of the rubber match. I mean, does this really kind of ultimately determine who the best of the best is?
Well, we have to let them take it a couple times here and there. If we don't let them have it now and then, they won't play us anymore. So
yeah, I suppose
that's kind of what my feel is.
It's a nice charitable act of you.
Yeah, no, we're excited to be out and play with. We see the sheriff's department employees all the time out on calls and stuff like that. So it's an exciting time for us to get together and relax and enjoy each other's company and some ribbing and get out and support a great cause. So.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I mean, obviously, Beaver Dam Police Department, Dodge County Sheriff's Office interact quite a bit, but in most cases, it's probably in a pretty serious situation. So this is kind of a nice opportunity for you guys to just have some camaraderie, and probably helps I imagine that helps the relationship when you are working together on a serious matter too. It
does. We have a lot of fun out there. We razz each other a little bit here and there throughout the entire game, and it's fun to get out there and do something that's not law enforcement work as well. With that, I also want to also introduce another partner here. Normally, back in the day, I don't know if you knew this or not, but the sheriff's wife was responsible for cooking all the meals in the jail.
Really? Okay.
Yes. We don't do that anymore.
I was going to say
we have contracted services, so we have to find something else for the sheriff's wife to do, otherwise known as Cassandra Schmidt.
Is that her name?
That's her name.
One of these days you'll get it down.
Took me a minute. But we brought her into, she helps me with this, with rotary lights. She really makes sure all the wheels move in the right direction. So she does a ton of work. And while Matt and I are doing a lot of talking here, she does most of the work in organizing this.
That's, smart man. Good work pointing that out. Cassandra, what is your role in this? You're kind of just organizing everything, aren't you?
What is my role? I made this beautiful flyer.
That's awesome.
So I got the game timeline together because we do more than just the game with the guys and gals. We also have mid-inning games where the kids get to come out and they get to have some fun too. We have a bat spinning game where last year one of your radio guys had come out and done it with I don't know if it was Beaver Dam or the sheriff's office, but he actually won, where they spin on their head on the bat and then they run.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of ours. We won that portion.
Yeah. So we do a lot of that, and then of course getting all the raffles together, making sure we have lots of fun things to bid on. I'm super excited about my Whisker cat litter box.
That's awesome.
The automatic litter thing is just phenomenal. I'm super excited about that. We have a table saw. We have all kinds of different baskets coming in too. So.
And we're going to talk about some of those things and some of the other details and fun things that'll be going on, and a special guest star that's going to be there as well. So lots more to talk about when we come back. We've got Sheriff Dale Schmidt, we've got Cassandra Schmidt, and Officer Matt Bublitz with the Beaver Dam Police Department. We'll be back with more Hometown Today after this on 95.3 WBEV.
Town Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We have with us here today on Hometown Today Sheriff Dale Schmidt. We've got Cassandra Schmidt and Beaver Dam Police Department Officer Matt Bublitz. They are with the charity softball game coming up Saturday, September 20th. So not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday. It's right around the corner. It's coming up quick.
It is.
Coming up very quickly. Again, festivities get underway at 11 o'clock. Game time is 11:30. You've got Beaver Dam Police Department taking on the Dodge County Sheriff's Office in a softball game. Should be a good time, but you started to touch on it before the break, Cassandra. A whole lot more going on here than just a game. Talk about, let's since you started on it, let's keep talking raffles and talk about some of the different raffles you got going on.
All right, so I made my list here, but it's really small. But we, of course, again, every year, the Sheriff's Office, the Police Department, and the Beaver Dam Fire Department are gracious enough to do Ride to School. So we have the certificates out there for that. So last year, I believe Lieutenant Nail's child put it in for the Sheriff's Office. So they got a ride to school. Yeah, so they have the ride to school for the Beaver Dam Police Department and Fire Department. They just ask that if you put it in, it's in the Beaver Dam area.
Sure.
And then we have, again, the whisker litter box. We have a table saw. McKinstry's is donating a king-size sheet set.
Oh, wow.
Ball Wigs donated a cute little basket, and many, many more. We have so many good things to bid on. And then we're doing a 50-50 raffle. And then, let's see, what else? The food. Matt is taking care of all of the food.
Got some concessions. Are we expecting standard ballpark fare?
Yep, we should have hot dogs and nachos, and we have pizza donated by Richelieu Foods.
Ooh, nice.
So we'll have all of that available, and the Beaver Dam Police Charities is covering any of the costs of the concessions, so 100% of anything made goes to the family.
Yeah, that's really great because that takes one expense out of it, and that's just more money that can go to the family. And you mentioned the whisker litter box. For folks who don't know what that is, it's a robot litter box. And if you're somebody who's got a cat, or especially multiple cats, and you're just like sick of scooping the litter,
Yeah.
it does it all for you. It is amazing, and they're made over by Juno.
Yes, they are, and they're fabulous. They're wonderful to work with. It's the LR4. If anybody wants to look at it and see what it looks like, that's what they told me it is. So I'm very excited about that.
She's studying it because she's going to be putting some money in.
Yeah, I was gonna say she seems a little too excited about it.
Very
Actually.
excited about
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
And let's talk. So that's the raffles. We talked a little bit about concessions. Let's talk about somebody's going to be getting a pie in the face. What's that all about?
So a couple years ago, we decided we need to do something a little bit more to try and raise some additional funds. And Mark DiStefano, our school district superintendent, and Andrea Will, our district attorney, have been our umpires for the last few years, and they've done a fantastic job. They really have. And we decided, well, why not? I mean, we always have you're always going to have arguments with umpires, right? But whoever gets to throw a pie in the face of an umpire.
Yeah.
And so what we've done is we give them each a bucket, and whoever raises the most money gets the pie in the face. And Mark DiStefano seems to be more unliked than DA Will, and he's got it each of the last 2 years. So this year, I'm asking you, please come out and shove money in the district attorney's bin for her to get the pie in the face. She's been out, she understands it's her turn as well, but please come on out. Each year we get this anonymous donor that sticks some larger amount into Mark DiStefano's bin, and I don't know why that is. Let's see if we can't spin that a little bit into a different one, and let's get the pie in the face of the DA this year. Who doesn't want to do that to the DA?
I was just gonna say, it's cool to put a pie in the face of your school superintendent, but I mean, how often do you get to put a pie in the face of your district attorney?
Right.
I mean, that doesn't happen very often. So yeah, let's make that happen. That's
Yeah.
what I say. On top of all that, there's gonna be a little special guest at the game. Talk about that. This is kind of up your alley, Dale.
So I've met some big names this year already. Donald Driver a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
I met the Hulkster at Quick Trip when he was in town.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna meet Braun Strowman.
Okay.
Braun Strowman is a WWE superstar. He lives right here in Dodge County, believe it or not.
Really?
And he is going to be coming to make a guest appearance. He is going to do some meet and greet before the game. We appreciate donations. You know, meet and greets, you're supposed to pay for them. He's doing it for free, but a donation for the meet and greet is what we're looking for. And he's going to be here, so all you WWE fans, come on out in your best garb. You can either look like somebody from the sheriff's office, PD, or Braun Strowman, and do your best imitation there. So he'll be there, and we'll see if he has any other surprises, tricks up his sleeve.
Are you a little nervous? Are you going to be keeping your distance? You haven't issued him any tickets in recent history.
Well,
maybe he wants to come do this for a different reason. That's all I'm saying.
So I got a message to reach out to him. Hey, I met Braun on a traffic stop, and I went. So he wants to help with fundraising. You obviously did not give him a ticket.
No, really nice of him to make some time out. I know he keeps a busy schedule too, so nice for him to come out, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So there's just so much going on. Anything else we're forgetting to mention that's going to be going on?
So I really want to just mention super family friendly. Bring your kids out. All ages are welcome because we really do have something for everyone, and we do try to get the crowd involvement too. It's not just you sitting watching a game.
It's like going to a Timber Rattlers game, and they do stuff between innings where they don't at Brewer games. That's what this is like.
Okay,
we do stuff between innings, and mostly by we I mean my wife. Cassie does most of that work and does a fantastic job. We have a lot of fun through that. So please, this is for everybody to come on out. You will have a good time. We're going to have some competition. Wally will be there. We didn't talk about Wally.
Wally's going to be there. Yeah, that's a good point. Wally Lukashinsky will be out there. So, he's off hometown today here this week and next week. But if you're missing him, that's a good opportunity. He's going to be calling the game. So if for some reason, obviously, we highly encourage that you go out if you can. If for some reason maybe you're out of town or whatever it is that weekend, we will have the live broadcast of the game over on DailyDodgeTV. So that's there for everybody as well. And Cassandra, you kind of touched on him earlier, but because Dale brought him back up, remind folks some of those different things you're going to be doing between innings.
All right, so before the game actually starts, when we do the Star Spangled Banner, kids get to come out. We have flags for all of them while we do that, and then they are going to test the bases before the game. Make sure the bases are good for the players. We don't want anybody to get hurt. And then our first pitch will be thrown out. Matt.
The first pitch will be actually thrown out by Marshall and Sully Angst, and they were recipients of last year's
Sure.
donations.
Yeah,
So they'll be out to enjoy the game and throw out the first pitch.
Awesome.
And then we have, again, the bat spinning game where we really try to get some people from out in the crowd to participate. And then we have a ball between the legs for all kids of all ages. Everybody comes out, gets a ball, lines up, and then they have to run from one spot to the next with the ball between their legs. And
they
then
get to keep the ball.
And they get to keep the ball.
Okay.
Yes, they get to keep the ball, and then whoever makes it first wins a prize. And then we have red light, green light. I almost forgot that last year, and one of the kids came up to me and said, "Hey." So we've got that as well.
Fantastic. And again, now we've got just a minute or two left here, but if you just want to remind folks dates and times, location of this fun event.
Saturday, September 20th, the Beaver Dam Athletic Field right here in Beaver Dam. We'll be on that West Diamond. You can't miss us. We'll have red and blue lights out there. So come on out. It's game time is at 11:30. We'll kick everything off at 11 a.m. Please come on out and support the Brindley Geezy family. Brindley, again, has leukemia, and we're trying to help her family out through this very difficult time. So come out, have some fun. And by the way, the raffles, you'll be able to take them home at the end of the day. So stick around for the raffles. If you put the tickets in, we'll send them home with you at the end of the day.
All right, awesome. So go ahead.
I was just going to say, and if you want to donate something, a raffle item or a monetary donation, get a hold of me, Cassandra Schmidt. I'm the Modern Woodman office downtown, but my phone number is 920-306-2948.
All right, very good. Again, Saturday, September 20th, over there at the athletic fields in Beaver Dam, 11 o'clock. Things get underway. 11:30 is game time. You've got the game. You've got food. You've got raffles. You got a pie in the face. You've got special guest Braun Strowman, so no shortage of fun things to do. Before we get out of here with our last minute or two, I just want to go around the table and leave the final words to each of you and let folks know why they should come out and support. Officer Bublitz, we'll start with you.
Well, yeah, like it's a great time. Get to interact with the community, get to interact with officers, help a great cause, and cheer Beaver Dam on as we make sure to bring the trophy back to our PD today.
Good luck with that.
And I have been actively recruiting during their broadcast here. So.
Good.
I'm realizing we mostly brought Cassandra here today to sit between the two of you, so we don't have any fault. No, it's all in good fun. Cassandra, why should folks come out and support this awesome event?
Because it's always a fun time. I enjoy putting it together very much, and I hope everyone that comes out enjoys it as well.
Sheriff, final word.
This is community engagement. This is us being involved in the community, having you come out, helping us help others in the community. None of this money comes back to any of our organizations. It all goes to Brindley Giese. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have some fun. Wally's going to do a little trash talking, I hear. And at the end of the day, about 2:30-ish, we'll be bringing the trophy back to Juneau.
Very good. Again, Matt Bublitz with the Beaver Dam Police Department. We have Cassandra Schmidt and Sheriff Dale Schmidt with us again. September 20th, not this coming Saturday, the following Saturday. Going to be a great time. Make sure to check it out. And if people forget any of the details, I imagine all the details are out there on Facebook.
They are, yes. If
on
you
all
look
of our
up
pages.
charity softball game, we've all shared it. There
Yep.
is an event out there.
Easy
so.
to find. Awesome. We'll be back with more Hometown Today after this on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, where they invite you to check out their clearance corner. Yeah, a whole department filled with exciting final clearance merchandise. Stop in today and experience a treasure hunt for bargains, discontinued items, and as is merchandise, all reduced to rock bottom pricing. Save big on mattress sets, end tables, coffee tables, chairs, and accessories. All items are one of a kind. Visit the clearance corner and enjoy the savings at McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, where customers matter and quality counts since 1858. And be sure to stop in and see McKinstry's for the Chamber of Commerce wine tour coming up next Friday, September 19th. It is that time on a Monday morning. You know, Mondays are Mondays, and sometimes we don't love Mondays. But here, we love Mondays because it means we get to chat with our pal Diana Ogle from Park Village Shopping Center. Good morning, Miss Diana. How are you? Oh, no. Did we lose Diana? I think we lost Diana. All right. Well, that's okay because we've got a great guest waiting in the wings. So we'll jump right into that. Super excited to welcome our next guest. We've got John Patrick Gregg with us this morning. John, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So super excited. We are here. You are an author, and you have written a book with your dad, Ray. Before we jump into the book and talking about what the book is about and kind of how it got its start, share a little bit of your background, and then we'll have kind of jump into a little bit about your dad's background.
Sure. So I grew up in Horicon, went to school here, and certainly know Dodge County and WBEV well. I live in Nashville, Tennessee now, and I've worked in healthcare technology for about 25 years down in Tennessee.
And you are familiar with WBEV, not only from growing up in Horicon, but you've got some ties here. Your sister was a teammate of ours for many years, who's visiting us with this morning, Betsy as well. So glad to. It's always nice to see her again. So let's talk a little bit about your dad's background, because that then kind of ties into what the book is about. So tell us a little bit about your dad's background.
Yeah, so he's worked for Deere and Company. He worked for them for 36 years. And we were, as a family, we transferred to Wisconsin, and it was supposed to be a short-term transfer. He came here to launch the snowmobile line in 1970. Oh. And it wasn't long after that they offered him the general manager role at that factory. And so Horicon and Dodge County in Wisconsin became our lifelong home.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm kind of excited to learn that that was part of the snowmobile line launch. I'm going to be texting my cousins and uncle later to tell them that I met somebody tied to that, because I remember when I was a kid, they live out in South Dakota. And when I was a kid, they had a John Deere snowmobile, and to this day, they will talk about that being their favorite snowmobile they've ever owned. So that's pretty cool. So your dad was at John Deere, and talk a little bit kind of about his experience there.
Yeah, I think tied back to what you're sharing about the snowmobile line, what's interesting is they were looking for a marketing slogan of some sort at that time, and they came up with one that the corporate offices didn't really care for, but my dad and the marketing team at Horicon really liked it and wanted to stick with it. And that slogan was "Nothing runs like a deer," which of course is now still used for today. The whole company, and there's no more snowmobiles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Talking with John Patrick Gregg, he is the co-author of the book "Putting People First," co-authored with his dad Ray, who served as general manager at John Deere for 20 plus years, right?
Yep.
Something in that range. Just got word we have Diana Ogle on the line, so we're going to get right back to you, John. But I think we've got Diana on the line now. Good morning, Diana. How are you? Oh, maybe not yet. Tell you what, we're going to step aside for a quick break. We'll be right back with more Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV.
95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. All right, third time's the charm. I do think we have our pal Diana Ogle on the phone line now. Good morning, Diana. How are you on this Monday? Oh, those phone gremlins, they're playing with us today. I'll tell you what. All right, well, we'll catch up with Diana this week. No worries. I know we just got a chance to talk with her on Friday as well, and she's a busy lady because she's getting ready for the big Beaver Dam Pepper Festival coming up this Saturday over there at Park Village Shopping Center. So I'm sure we'll get to talk about all the fun stuff going on there. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff going on, including that famous apple pepper pie eating contest. I think our own Wally is going to get on that. So looking forward to that. We are back here with John Patrick Gregg, co-author of the book Putting People First. We've got it right there. There it is. He co-authored it with his dad, Raymond Gregg Jr. After your dad's 20-plus years as general manager at John Deere. So can you talk a little bit about what inspired the book? Where did you and your dad kind of start with putting this book together?
Yeah, I think for a while in the early like 2010, somewhere in there, he and I would get together once a year. Having a huge family, I didn't get one-on-one time with him often, so we would get together up north, and through our conversations, the things I was navigating in healthcare and technology and trying to be a better manager, better leader, a better person. He had just so many pieces, little tidbits of advice, and quite honestly, things that as a kid, I didn't understand the philosophy with which he led the factory and how he approached a lot of those things. And so it just became much more apparent as he was coaching me through my own journey. And that's when I started journaling and said, someday perhaps we turn this into a book and combine stories with these principles that we seem to live by almost innately to some degree, and some that we need to learn to practice and to incorporate more effectively. So that's how it came about.
So you just answered my next question, because I was going to ask, is this, did it just one day go, oh, we should write a book? But there was kind of build up to it. You kind of knew maybe it was headed that direction. And you kind of touched on it here, but I talk a little bit about how the book is set up, because I love the setup and how it's broken down. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so again, we had talked about, so what are these core philosophies? What are these principles that we would love to share? Primarily, we were thinking with our own family, because he's got 19 grandchildren and 30 great-grandchildren. Wow. So we at first thought this was pretty much a family legacy book. It's become so much more than that. But what we've done is, along with the 13 principles, we've woven in stories, both from his experience, my professional experience, and then our personal family experiences, because there's a ton of stories there that have lent themselves to either what is it like when these principles are applied effectively, and what happens when we don't use these principles on a regular basis.
And how many principles are in the book? I think, is it 15?
15 total. That's
15 principles, yeah. And it's the way the book is broken up is kind of neat, because there's explain kind of how each principle is kind of its own chapter, so to speak, and then within each chapter you kind of have a little breakdown. Can you kind of explain that?
Right. I really wanted the book to have an actionable tool-like nature to it. So aside from the stories, which are engaging and certainly highlight some of those things, when you go into the actual principle, we describe it, how do I apply this? And then we actually give people tactical ways in which to begin to incorporate some of those principles into their personal and professional lives on a regular basis.
Putting People First is really kind of a book about good leadership, especially in the workplace. What does, in your perspective, putting people first in the workplace setting really mean?
Yeah, I think that, again, coming back to even just watching his journey, and I used to walk the factory. One of the stories in there is where I would get up every Saturday morning and we'd go to breakfast downtown Horicon, and then we would walk the factory. And his purpose for walking the factory wasn't to see the factory per se, it was to engage with that shift and to understand what's working, what's not working. He was asking way back in the 70s to individuals, do you have the tools you need to do your best work? which today is one of the Gallup Q4 engagement questions. And his own assistant in his retirement letter said, you were a visionary ahead of your time, because he was actually so focused on the people aspects, but also, as the book portrays, it was all aligned with how to get better results. And when you have alignment with your teams and your people, then you also end up, making a much higher quality product, which the John Deere Horkin Works continues to be known for their high quality output and their quality of the employee base.
You had mentioned that there's a lot of stories within the book. You share, you were talking about how this kind of started as kind of a family project and maybe a little bit of a history for our family. And as you read the stories, you can tell that, right? You share some personal stories. Is there one or two stories? I know it's like asking to pick your favorite child, but is there one or two stories from the book that really kind of stick out to you?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. I think, I think two things come to mind initially. One is such a simple one that he is very well known. People still approach me and talk about it today, where every single Christmas he would walk the entire factory and shake every single hand in the factory, not asking people to stop, at the line or anything of that nature. But that really instilled a level of trust and engagement, that maybe you wouldn't think initially that has that level of impact. But by developing that and doing that consistently and having that level of trust, then when things like an annual or a biannual renewal of the union contract would come around, there was a different relationship and a different energy between union workers and the leadership at John Deere Horkin Works, and that played out. And then on the personal side, there are some stories, quite honestly, that we both considered leaving out of the book because they're certainly personal and they can be very intense. And we both agreed, well, we wouldn't be authentic if we didn't include, those stories as well. And we both write about his wife Jane was killed in a motorcycle accident back in 2011, and just what we as a family endured. Our mother passed when I was extremely young. Just a lot of those personal things that actually contribute to who we are today. And also, when you look at it through the lens of these principles, how do we navigate our own personal and professional challenges and triumphs?
The book, I think, focuses a lot on good leadership in the workplace, but is this something you think these principles can be just applied to life in general?
Oh, absolutely. It's interesting. I always say to people that, if you are seeking to define your own purpose, it should be something that you do, whether you're a CEO or whether you're an individual contributor, whether you're in front of, a very important dignitary, or you're in front of, someone that you interact with daily at the gas station, the grocery store, et cetera. That to me is the most authentic way in which to live and to apply these principles.
The book is Putting People First. We have John Patrick Gregg, the co-author, who co-authored the book with his dad, Ray. And we've got I know time is flying by, we've got just a minute left. I want to make sure that we mention, if folks want to learn a little bit more about the book, meet you and your dad, there's actually an event coming up this weekend that they can do that. Tell us about that.
Yes, thank you. This Saturday, we're having kind of like an open house at the Horkin Legion. It's meant to be very informal, come and go as you choose. Between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, we're going to put out some of the materials that we use throughout the journey of writing the book. A lot of people ask me, how did you bring this together? We're also going to have some memorabilia from his time as general manager, and then just have an open session where people can ask questions and interact a little bit. And we thought that was a nice way to put a bow on this blessing of a book that we've been able to bring to life.
If folks want to get their hands on a copy of the book, where can they find it?
Right now, the easiest way is through johnpatrickgregg.com. There's a shop site right there. We will be moving to a print-on-demand version through Amazon eventually, but for right now, We self-published and we're selling it through the website. Or you can also come to the event on Saturday, and we'll certainly have books there for sale.
Definitely a recommended read. There's some really, like we mentioned, not just if you're going to be a leader in your workplace, just some good principles to go through life with, and a very easy read too. It's the personal stories make it very easy to read. So putting people first. John Patrick Gregg, the co-author, is with us, and a big thank you to you and your dad, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Thanks to you and to WBEV.
Absolutely. We'll have to have you back sometime. It was a great conversation, and our time was too short, so we'll have to have you back sometime to talk more. So thanks for coming in today.
I appreciate your time.
That is John Patrick Gregg. That is going to wrap things up for today here on Hometown Today from 95.3 WBEV.